Commander Vrel-9 made his final report with trembling mandibles. The human has been secured in Sector 7 Delta. Atmospheric failure in 6 cycles. The contamination will be regrettable. His crew chittered their approval as their vessel undocked from Research Station Kepler 9. They left behind one problem: engineering specialist Marcus Webb, infected with Thoraxian plague and too dangerous to transport. In their calculus, one human life was acceptable collateral damage. What they didn't understand was that humans don't accept death quietly. Marcus watched the alien ship's drives flare in the distance, his hazmat suit's oxygen counter blinking red. 30 hours of air. The station's main reactor was offline, life support failing sector by sector. The Thoraxian research team had abandoned 3 months of xenobiology work, fleeing when the plague outbreak began. They'd locked him in the contaminated zone like a lab rat. "All right, Webb," he muttered, his fever spiking as the plague ravaged his system. "Time to get creative." He stumbled through the darkened corridors, using his suit's emergency beacon as a flashlight. His engineering training kicked in despite the delirium. The station wasn't dead, just sleeping. And Marcus knew exactly how to wake it up. First, he bypassed the lockdown on Sector 4's maintenance hub. The Thoraxians had modular safety systems, redundant and over-engineered. What they didn't have was human improvisation. Marcus rerouted auxiliary power from the docking clamps, feeding it into the environmental processors. Sector by sector, he brought sections back online. But life support wasn't enough. The aliens would return eventually, probably to sterilize the station and erase evidence of their criminal negligence. Marcus needed insurance. He dragged himself to the weapons research lab. The Thoraxians were peaceful by nature, but they studied warfare extensively. Behind 3 layers of security, Marcus found their prototype defense grid, a system designed to protect stations from asteroid strikes and space debris. With modifications, it could do much more. His fingers flew across alien interfaces, translating their symbolic language through sheer determination and fever-induced focus. He'd worked with Thoraxian systems for 2 years, their logic was different but not incomprehensible. Pain lanced through his skull as the plague attacked his nervous system, but he refused to stop. Marcus rerouted the station's sensor array, turning passive scanners into active targeting systems. He linked the debris deflection grid to the main reactor, overclocking the power output by 40%. The safety protocols screamed warnings in languages he barely understood. He ignored them all. 72 hours after being abandoned, Marcus had transformed Research Station Kepler 9 into something the galaxy had never seen, a fortress commanded by a dying human who refused to go gentle into that good night. When Vrel-9's ship returned with a sterilization team, their sensors detected the changes immediately. The station's power signature had tripled. Weapon ports they didn't even know existed had deployed along the hull. And at the center of it all, one human biosignature, weak but defiant. Marcus's voice crackled across all frequencies, hoarse but steady. "Commander Vrel-9. You left me to die. Bad call." The weapon grid hummed to life, each emitter locked onto the alien vessel with predatory precision. The Thoraxians' own technology, twisted into a configuration they'd never imagined, now held them at gunpoint. "I've uploaded a full record of your quarantine breach to 17 Federation channels," Marcus continued. "Abandoning a crew member during a medical emergency. Falsifying contamination reports. Criminal negligence resulting in attempted murder." He coughed, blood spattering the inside of his helmet. "But I'm feeling generous. Land your medical team. Treat the plague. Or I'll demonstrate what happens when a human engineer gets creative with your weapons research." Vrel-9 stared at his tactical display in disbelief. The human had been dying, alone, in the dark. They'd calculated his death as a certainty. They'd forgotten that humans evolved solving impossible problems. "Compliance," Vrel-9 whispered, his earlier confidence shattered. "Medical team deploying." Please don't. Save it, Marcus interrupted. And Commander? Next time you think about leaving a human behind, remember this: we're the species that turned caves into cities, that split atoms, that refused extinction a dozen times over. His laugh was bitter and triumphant. You really thought a broken space station would stop me? As the medical team rushed through the airlocks, Marcus finally allowed himself to collapse, his makeshift fortress standing guard. He'd survive the plague. He'd survive the abandonment. Because that's what Death Worlders do.